Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Ooh, what's going on, my fellow deplorables? It's your boy Kevin. Welcome back to the channel. It's hard out there for a pimp. It's hard out there in those streets. The unemployment rate's up. The interest rates are up. Inflation's up. And if you're lucky enough to find a job, you're paying 30-40% to Uncle Sam. You go to the grocery store, a 12-pack of eggs is going to cost you your firstborn's kidney. What do we do? What do we do? How do we get out of these sticky financial times? Well, there is a solution. There is a solution to all of our financial problems that can provide us with generational wealth. And we have learned this solution from today's best financial guru. This individual has figured a way out. No more 9-to-5 grind. No more rat race. No more waking up early in the morning before the crack of dawn and lacing up your work boots. That is because we have learned the secret to financial freedom from none other than Dylan Mulvaney. You may be asking, who is this Dylan Mulvaney character? Well, Dylan Mulvaney is the world's most renowned financial influencer. This individual has it figured out.
Being a girl, and today I am about to go walk as a model on a runway in New York Fashion Week.
Meet Dylan Mulvaney, the man who became a millionaire by identifying as a woman. From having the 26-year-old's face plastered across a Bud Light can to becoming the most popular figure in female sportswear, Mulvaney has captured the curiosity and contempt of many across the country.
Dylan Mulvaney is intentionally degrading women every time he does this woman-face minstrel show routine.
The biological man identifying as a female is a content creator turned transgender icon.
Normalize the bulge. We are normalizing the bulge. Women can have bulges, and that's okay.
Mulvaney started out on Broadway, playing the role of Elder White in the musical Book of Mormon. When the pandemic hit, the tour stopped, and Mulvaney began playing the role of a girl on TikTok.
All right. I think I got it figured out. I think I know the business model. The business plan is simple, but is it worth it? Is the business plan worth it? Because I'm not just going to go do this stuff, wasting my time if the money is not worth it. I'm looking for big bank. I'm looking for the big bank, the guala, the cheddar cheese, the greenbacks. I am looking to get paid. Is the money there? Well, let's take a look at this Washington Examiner article. Well, they have Dylan's net worth at $1.5 million, but I did a little digging, and that net worth has increased to almost $5 million in just about a month and a half. So obviously the money is there. See, Dylan has amassed a growing following on social media. 10.8 million TikTok followers, 1.7 million Instagram followers, and is earning 50 to 80,000, upwards of 150,000 in some cases, per sponsorship. See, Dylan has figured out how to fleece big corporate America, who is looking to score high on the woke credit system. All right, so Dylan, the transgender influencer, here is Dylan's Instagram. Let's take a look at Dylan's Instagram and see what type of companies are sponsoring Dylan Mulvaney. We know Bud Light has sponsored Dylan. It's been all over the news. So Bud Light thought it was a good idea to pay Dylan Mulvaney $100,000 and put them face on a can. All right, $100,000, easy money. Who else do we got? We got Nike. We got a ton of huge corporations paying Dylan Mulvaney $100,000. We have Tampax, Neutrogena, some of the biggest brands in cosmetics and clothing. The New York Post did a really good job analyzing Dylan, where Dylan came from, the familial background, and dug up some pretty interesting information. So they reached out to Dylan, who declined to comment through them's publicist, which if you got a publicist, you're probably doing pretty good financially. Well, Dylan comes from a well-connected family in San Diego. Them's grandfather, James Mulvaney Sr., who died at age 87 in 2010, was a lawyer, investment banker, and president of the old San Diego Padres baseball team. He later was vice president and general counsel of the Padres when they entered the National League. So Mulvaney comes from money. Mulvaney comes from a wealthy family. Smith's empire collapsed in 1973 when his bank, the U.S. National Bank, where James Mulvaney Sr. was president, collapsed. At the time, the Wall Street Journal called the bank collapse the largest in the nation's history. In 2020, Mulvaney's father said that he'd had issues with drug and alcohol in the past and gave them up for good when Dylan was a baby, so he could be a better father. I would imagine he's probably back on the bottle, hopefully not Bud Light. Baking cookies became a fun hobby. He makes 500 of them a week, and he's never sold any of them. Dylan explained in a 2021 TikTok video, well, that may explain some things. If I saw my father wearing an apron and baking cookies, I may have turned out a little bit different. They call him the Cookie Man, and I branded myself that way. He often bakes about 500 cookies a week. Dylan's uncle Brian Mulvaney told the Post Tuesday that the family loves her. Dylan, who graduated from the University of Cincinnati's College Conservatory of Music and had an ensemble role in the Book of Mormon, ironic, tour after college, got his start young in San Diego theater. He won Best Child Broadway Singer in Hollywood's Best New Talent Awards in 2009. When the pandemic hit, I was doing the Broadway musical Book of Mormon, Mulvaney said. I found myself jobless and without the creative means to do what I loved. I downloaded TikTok assuming it was a fun kids app. Once I came out as a woman, I made this day one of being a girl comedic video. That's all we got to do. We got to make fun comedy videos about being a girl. The light bulb just went off in my head. We download TikTok, step 1. Step 2, we make fun of being a girl. I got it. It's that simple. Step 1, download TikTok. Step 2, make fun of being a girl. Make comedic videos about being a girl. Step 3, collect the money and go to the bank. It's that easy. And it blew up. I really didn't know another place online like TikTok that can make a creator grow at that rate that it does. She appeared pre-transition on the Price is Right game show with Drew Carey in 2020 and has featured a clip of the show on her TikTok feed. Or his uncle Brian said he sometimes worries about Dylan being demonized, but added that he hopes his natural, bubbly personality will win out. His pre-transition appearance on The Price is Right was criticized in some corners for being overly enthusiastic. That's just him, Brian said. He's always been theatrical. The influencer began his one day of being a girl on TikTok and Instagram in March of 2022. He later celebrated his year of transitioning by hosting an elaborate live-streamed cabaret show, Dylan Mulvaney's Day 365 Live. So it's that simple. It is that simple. Dylan has figured it out. Companies like Anheuser-Busch, which owns Bud Light, are among many firms from Pfizer, Coca-Cola, who endorses influencers from so-called marginalized communities in order to score well on something called the CEI, or the Corporate Equality Index. But I don't think Dylan seems very marginalized. Making $5 million like that from making comedic videos about being a woman doesn't seem very marginalized to me. What do you call a construction worker making $40,000 a year, waking up at the ass crack of dawn, going to work, working a 8 to 10 hour shift in the burning heat, the smeltering summer heat, or the freezing winter, going home, taking care of his kids, going to sleep, waking up, and then doing it all over again? I think that is more marginalized than posting a 30-second TikTok, making fun, and diminishing the role of women in today's society. Which one is more marginalized to you? Let me know in the comments. What's more marginalized? Dylan Mulvaney or women in today's society? All right, so let's take a look at the CEI Index. The CEI Index is what is making Dylan all of this money. Here it is. This is the index, the woke rating that companies like Nike, Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, Coca-Cola, and huge corporations, we're not talking about little makeup brands partnering with influencers like Dylan Mulvaney. We're talking about massive multi-billion-dollar corporations, and they use this woke rating score to determine what influencers and who they're going to hire. All right. So number one is workforce protections. 5 possible points. No discrimination for employment for sexual orientation or gender identity. Now, I tend to agree with that. I tend to agree that you shouldn't not hire a gay dude because they're gay. You should hire somebody based on their credentials and based on how good of a job they're going to do and how much money they're going to make your business, how much money they're going to make your company. Okay, so number one isn't terrible. Number one, I don't think you should be hiring people just because they're gay or just because they're transgender. But if a gay dude is going to make your company the most money, then you should hire that gay dude. Number two, inclusive benefits. 50 possible points. So we're stepping up here on the scale. This is the most possible points that you can win. Criteria here includes providing health care for same-sex couples. Number 3, supporting an inclusive culture, including gender-neutral dress codes. Now, this is where it becomes an absolute joke. And trans-inclusive restrooms. If I ever go to a restaurant, a business of any sort, and there is a restroom that says something along these lines, I'm probably not going to stay and spend my money at that establishment. Just saying. So that's number 3. Number 4 is corporate social responsibility. And here's where Dylan Mulvaney comes into play. Marketing or advertising to LGBTQ consumers, which would include Nike and Bud Light's use of transgender spokesperson Dylan Mulvaney. And that is how we do it, folks. That is how we get rich in today's America. We cater to companies who are using this woke rating, this woke CEI index, and we make a TikTok. We then get huge sponsorship deals and make $100,000 per sponsorship. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic, making a parody. This is a complete joke, and this is what's wrong with our companies, our businesses, and now Bud Light is paying the price for taking part in this woke leftist nonsense. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, trying to put out videos every day, making fun of the woke liberal agenda. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace.